Bonjour and welcome to French 2 with Mr. McCoy. This is lesson 112B, dedicated to describing what is found in different rooms of the house. I know we've seen a good bit of vocabulary in the last few lessons. I hope you guys are making gradual progress toward mastering that vocabulary. I think the content in this video is hopefully going to help you in your acquisition of that vocabulary. We're not going to be showing anything new in terms of vocabulary in this lesson, but hopefully it's going to help you tie it together and make it personal, which is ultimately going to help you learn it. So our learning objective for this lesson is simply for you to be able to describe what there is or isn't in different places, such as different parts of your house, okay, your apartment. So to do that, first thing I'm going to show you new is a handy preposition, dans. Dans. It means in, as in like a certain space, okay? Preposition is dans, like in an envelope, in my pocket, in the living room, in the bathroom, okay? Now, we're actually going to see later on, we use different prepositions for talking about like geography, like in Raleigh. If I want to say my house is in Raleigh or I live in Raleigh, something else, okay? Preposition dans refers to something that's in a like a space, okay, if that makes sense, okay? So again, dans. Don't pronounce the S, it's nasal, the vowel is nasal. Dans, okay? So for example, in my room, my bedroom, dans ma chambre, okay? In the classroom, dans la salle de classe, in the kitchen, dans la cuisine, okay? So forth. Now, if you did have a vowel coming after this, let's say I'm looking at a picture, I want to say there are some flowers in a vase, okay? Il y a des fleurs dans un vase. There, if you have a vowel come after, you can pronounce the S and leave it alone. Otherwise, it's silent, okay? For example, il y a des fleurs dans un vase. There, okay? Otherwise, don't pronounce the S. Dans ma chambre, dans la salle de classe, dans la cuisine, and so forth, okay? Now, the second thing, to I to state what is found or not found in a particular place, is the very useful French expression, il y a. This can translate there is or there are, okay, in English. So you can either put a singular noun or a plural noun after this, okay? Now, to say there is not, use ne pas. Ne comes before the pronoun il, okay? Put it right after the il. Il n'y a pas such and such, okay? So again, you put either a singular noun or plural noun after il y a. You don't have to change this as a function of whether or not the noun is singular or plural, okay? In English, we say, okay, there is a desk, okay, but there are pencils, okay? You have to change the verb. There is, there are. We don't have to change anything in the French form, okay? Il y a un pupitre, il y a des crayons, for example, okay? Now, usually, again, we're going to be following the nouns that come after this will be introduced with an indefinite article. Un, une, des. Un, une, des. But we're going to see, got to be careful, okay? Using a negative sentence, what's going to happen after the ne pas? You should be able to anticipate with that, okay? Let me give you a couple of examples. Let's say, dans notre salle de classe, in our classroom, okay? Dans notre salle de classe, il y a un bureau et des pupitres. Il y a un bureau et des pupitres. But il n'y a pas de canapé. Okay? Dans notre salle de classe, il y a un bureau et des pupitres. Mais il n'y a pas de canapé. In our classroom, there is a teacher's desk and several or some student desks. But there isn't a couch. Okay? Alright? Il y a un bureau et des pupitres. Il n'y a pas de canapé. Il n'y a pas de canapé. Another example. Dans ma chambre, il y a un lit et une commode. Il n'y a pas d'armoire. Il y a un lit et une commode. Mais il n'y a pas d'armoire. Okay? So notice, I use an indefinite article. Un lit et bed. Une commode et dresser. But there's no armoire. There's no wardrobe. Okay? Il n'y a pas. And again, I didn't put une or un. It's negative. It has become deux. Il n'y a pas d'armoire. Il n'y a pas d'armoire. Of course, it's de apostrophe because armoire begins with a vowel. Okay? So, we have the new preposition dans, in, okay, that's in a space, and the expression il y a, or il n'y a pas. Il n'y a pas. So now, I want you to be able to use this. So here are a couple of questions that I could ask you, or you guys can ask each other. Okay? An information question to ask, what is there? Okay? In a certain place. The form would be, qu'est-ce qu'il y a dans such and such? Okay? So if you want to ask your friend, what's in your room? Or what is there in your room? It's an open-ended question. It's not a yes or no question, it's an information question. Your room, ta chambre. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a dans ta chambre? Qu'est-ce qu'il y a dans ta chambre? Or what's in the living room? What's in the living room? Qu'est-ce qu'il y a dans le salon? Qu'est-ce qu'il y a dans le salon? Okay? So use qu'est-ce qu'il y a? What is there? What is there in whatever place? Okay? Now ask a yes or no question. Okay? Let's say I want to ask, is there a TV in your room? Two ways. I could use est-ce que. Est-ce qu'il y a une télé dans ta chambre? Est-ce qu'il y a une télé dans ta chambre? Or, il y a une télé dans ta chambre? Il y a une télé dans ta chambre? Okay? In speech, we can use est-ce que, or just simply use intonation. Okay? To ask the yes or no question. Or if you want to say, for example, is there a couch in your living room? Est-ce qu'il y a un canapé dans ton salon? Or is there a bathtub in the bathroom? Est-ce qu'il y a une baignoire dans le salle de bain? Est-ce qu'il y a une baignoire dans le salle de bain? And so forth. Okay? So again, open-ended question, qu'est-ce qu'il y a? Alright, yes or no question, est-ce qu'il y a or il y a? Tout simple. Okay? Alors, regardons quelques photos comme exemple maintenant. Okay? So I'm going to show you a couple of pictures of rooms. Okay? And see if you can look in the room and tell me in French what there is. Okay? Allons-y, quelques exemples. Okay? Qu'est-ce qu'il y a dans la chambre? Qu'est-ce qu'il y a dans la chambre? Dans la chambre, il y a deux commodes, un lit et une table de nuit. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a dans la cuisine? Qu'est-ce qu'il y a dans la cuisine? Dans la cuisine, il y a un lave-vaisselle, un évier, une cuisinière, un four à micro-ondes et un frigo. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a dans la salle à manger? Qu'est-ce qu'il y a dans la salle à manger? Dans la salle à manger, il y a une table et des chaises. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a dans la salle de bain? Qu'est-ce qu'il y a dans la salle de bain? Dans la salle de bain, il y a une douche et un lavabo. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a dans le salon? Qu'est-ce qu'il y a dans le salon? Dans le salon, il y a 2 canapés, 2 fauteuils et une table basse. Okay. A couple examples there for you. Okay. Now, to wrap this up, personalize it. On a scratch sheet of paper. Okay. Think about your place. Okay. Write a couple of sentences. Dans ma chambre, il y a or il n'y a pas such and such. Okay. See what you can come up with. Think about ma chambre, your room. Yeah, well, this means my room. Le salon, the living room. La cuisine, the kitchen, so forth. Think about the various places in the place where you live. See if you can write some sentences stating what there is and what there isn't. Of course, you're not going to name everything, but think about some of the vocabulary you've seen in the last couple of lessons. Okay? Write on a couple of complete sentences. Think about the genders and the forms of the articles that you need, and we'll go over this in class together. Okay? But again, if you put this in a sentence or in several sentences, it's going to make it stick easier. Okay? You guys can go home, practice reading those out loud, and I promise you, it's going to be easier that way. It's going to be more meaningful. You guys are going to be able to remember on the test a lot better. Okay? So we'll stop there. Merci bien, comme toujours, de votre attention. Bon courage, très bonne chance, et au revoir.